There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Today is the season for change. As we begin this commencement ceremony, the past and the present intersect. Surveying your professors, peers, and colleagues, a collage of memories and aspirations unfolds. Feelings of gratitude, admiration, relief, hope, joy, and a sense of accomplishment, and much more, flood your mind and swell your emotions. With today's ceremonial celebration, we honor you. In this space, we reflect on your journey and celebrate all that you are, have been, and will become. You were called to Saybrook for a reason, a passion that aligns with Saybrook and your unique personal life mission. Saybrook University relentlessly pursues a socially just, sustainable world by educating humanistic leaders who transform their fields and communities. In our community, humanistic means authentic. We are enriched when we bring forth our complete, authentic self. Humanistic means belonging. Our differences are celebrated by believing in our potential simply because of who we are as individuals. Humanistic means engagement. Our active participation brings us closer to our path of study, introduces us to new perspectives, and encourages all to share of themselves. Humanistic means all-encompassing. Our goals and pursuits, personal, professional, and beyond, form the foundation of our experiences. With this mission comes challenge. Today holds opportunity to source our intrinsic energy and question our intentions. To ask ourselves once again, what brought us here? What have we learned? What have we gained? What have we let go, and what beckons us now? It is said that Saybrook finds you, and that individuals come to Saybrook to change the world. With this mission in mind, you set your sights on mastering your field of study and making your indelible mark. Interestingly, in the words of one of your own, Dr. Cynthia Clay, regarding the Saybrook experience, not only do you learn how to transform society and community, but a great deal of the work is about transforming yourself. Today is the season for metamorphosis. How have your trials and successes throughout your Saybrook journey transformed you? What new dimensions of the world do you wish to elevate? How can you affect the positive change that drew you to Saybrook for your graduate education? Who will you become next, and how will you make it happen? Introspection comes with no shortage of apprehension. Emerging from the chrysalis of self-consciousness to actualize your best future self takes courage, wisdom, and strength. Harnessing these virtues requires community and a sense of self. Look to one another to fortify your spirit in your quest. Today is the season for love. Love yourself. Love one another. Be authentic. Embrace belonging. Engage fully. Be all-encompassing, and be heart-centric. In all you do and will do, be humanistic. It is with a joyous heart that I welcome each of the 2025 graduates of Saybrook University and continue the ceremony with our Provost, Dr. Robin Parker. May eternal blessings be bestowed on you as you grace the world with your effulgent light.
Thank you, Dr. Serrato, and welcome to all. We will now open the commencement with playing of the national anthem. We invite all who can to rise. Please be seated. Good morning. Good morning to our distinguished board members, esteemed faculty and staff, devoted alumni, cherished guests, and most importantly, to the classes of 2024 and 2025. Congratulations. Today we celebrate not just your academic achievements, but the dedication that has carried each of you to this moment. We find ourselves living in uncertain times, facing a world shaped by rapid change and at times significant challenges. But amidst all this, there was a powerful force that refuses to waver. That force is hope. Hope demands action. It is a decision we make daily to believe in better outcomes, in brighter futures, and in the potential of ourselves and each other. You, our graduates, have chosen hope. By showing up, by doing the hard work, by imagining what you could be, you have shown that hope is not naive, it is transformational. As you leave here and step into new chapters, be a beacon of hope in your communities. Let your courage and optimism ignite change and innovation. And remind those around you that even small acts rooted in hope can shift the world. Saybrook is a home for seekers, those who question, who care deeply, and who walk their own path. Whatever your path, know this: your calling is not a destination, but a journey. Through that journey, continue to embrace your humanistic values, striving to actualize your potential and that of others, embodying the Saybrook mission of relentlessly pursuing a socially just, sustainable world as a humanistic leader who transforms your discipline and community. Let your education be a catalyst for service, whether you work with one individual or shape policy on a global scale. Never underestimate your impact. True leadership is measured not by accolades, but by the lives we touch. You make the world a better place. We are so proud of all you have accomplished and are excited to see all that comes next. Congratulations, classes of 2024 and 2025. You are ready and you are needed. Thank you. I'm pleased to introduce members of the Saybrook University Board of Trustees, and I'm going to ask each to stand, and if you'll just hold your applause until the end. We'll begin with our board chair, Dr. Patricia Breen, our chancellor, Dr. Michael Horowitz, Mr. Jim Thiering, Mr. David Ford, Ms. Ellen Helms, and Ms. Jana Johnston. Thank you all for what you do. Please be seated. Now I invite the graduates to turn and show appreciation to the people who have helped you make this moment possible. Please stand, find your family, and clap for them. Thank you. Go ahead and take your seats. Dr. Breen?
Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Patricia Breen, and I have the honor and the pleasure of serving as the chair of Saybrook University's Board of Trustees. On behalf of the board, we are proud to welcome you to this 2025 commencement ceremony and to take a moment to reflect on and appreciate our founding vision. 54 years ago, a courageous and forward-thinking group of psychologists gathered to form a university committed to the principles of, committed to the preparation of those who care for others through humanistic principles and practice. This was and is Saybrook University, never veering from that commitment to the humanistic principles upon which it was formed. Saybrook has continued to grow and evolve throughout the years to support the changing needs of our communities and our worlds, as have our students, faculty, and staff. All of us here today are a testament to that commitment. To our graduates, we are here to celebrate you. Your passion for humanistic principles, for learning, and for transformation has led you here. As leaders and trailblazers in your field, that passion for learning will continue to illuminate your path forward, and it will continue to influence the good work you do with individuals, with communities, and your field. You will open doors of opportunities for others, as others have opened them for you. And as you cross this stage today, stand tall, walk proud, and know that we are here to celebrate you. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Good morning. In 2014, Saybrook took another bold step and joined a national nonprofit system called the Community Solution Education System. The Chicago School, Pacific Oaks College and Children's School, the Colleges of Law, Saybrook University, Kansas Health Science University, and the University of Western States. And this year, as a community, we educated 13,000 students, overwhelmingly, like you, headed toward lives of service, help, and healing. And we refer to our graduates across the systems as agents of change who serve our global community. And I want to tell you, the world needs your wisdom, your heart, your Saybrook spirit, a spirit that relentlessly pursues possibility. You see possibility where others see division. You nurture healing where others accept harm, and you dare to imagine a future that is more humane and more whole. So go forward boldly, lead with empathy, transform communities, and I offer you, on behalf of the system, my congratulations.
Welcome to the 2025 Commencement Ceremony. Today we gather to honor and celebrate individuals who have worked tirelessly to learn and grow throughout their educational journey. Congratulations, graduates. We celebrate you. We also celebrate those who have journeyed alongside you, supporting you as you pursued your master's and doctoral degrees. As you know, this was no easy feat, but each graduate here today committed to this work, and today we honor you. From our College of Integrative Medicine and Health Sciences, under the leadership of Dr. Don Moss, we recognize graduates from programs in integrative functional nutrition, psychophys, mind-body medicine, and integrative social work. From our College of Social Sciences, under the leadership of yours truly, Charlotte Hamilton, and Interim Associate Dean, Dr. Christine Poindexter-Harris, we celebrate graduates from programs in business administration, counseling, humanistic psychology, humanistic clinical psychology, managing organizational systems, and transformative social change. Our Office of Research, Innovation, and Sponsored Programs, led by Dr. Laura Brewer, provided guidance and support for our students across both colleges, preparing them to conduct original, meaningful research. Later in the program, we will present the Dissertation with Distinction Awards, which honor outstanding doctoral work. These awards are presented in tribute to our esteemed Dr. Eleanor Criswell. Graduates receiving these honors wear gold cords. You also notice graduates wearing cords and stoles in various colors. These signify accomplishments such as Honor Society membership, veteran status, or leadership roles in student organizations. If your graduate is wearing one, I encourage you to ask them about it. I'm sure you'll be impressed. To our faculty and staff, thank you for your dedication. Your instruction and mentorship have helped our graduates grow both personally and professionally. To the friends and families of our graduates, thank you for being their unwavering support system. They could not have done this without you. Graduates, some time ago, you set a life-changing goal for yourself. You applied to Saybrook University. You committed, and despite the challenges life may have placed in your path, you persevered. Today, you are here, right now, as a living embodiment of the future you once envisioned. On behalf of Saybrook University, thank you for choosing us to be a part of your journey. May your next endeavor be your best endeavor.
Today, I have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Johnny Crowder. Johnny is a suicide and abuse survivor, TEDx speaker, touring musician, certified peer recovery specialist, and founder and CEO of Cope Notes, a text-based mental health platform that provides daily support to users in nearly 100 countries around the world. Armed with a decade of clinical treatment, a psychology degree from the University of Central Florida, and more than 10 years of peer support and public advocacy experience through the National Alliance of Mental Illness, Johnny's youthful vigor for mental health has impacted millions of lives across the globe. Since his first keynote in 2011, Johnny's refreshingly candid perspective has attracted praise from hundreds of outlets, including Upworthy, Entrepreneur Magazine, Forbes, and even CNN World. Whether leading corporate wellness training or touring with his billboard charting heavy metal band Prison, his infectious positivity and firsthand experience with multiple diagnoses uniquely equipped him to provide realistic insight and inspiration amidst the pains of hardship with care, levity, and unconventional wit. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Crowder to the podium.
What's up? If you can't tell by the throat tattoo, this is not my normal audience. So I'm going to be sharing an example from my academic pursuits, because I'm among academics. In the 4th grade, I participated in a little something called the science fair. Are you familiar? This was my experiment, my thesis, my dissertation. My idea was that I would place 4 pots on my porch windowsill, and I would plant a sunflower seed in each of them, and then feed them a different fuel to compare how they grew. So in the first pot, I selected water, classic. Second pot, Sunny D, classic. The third pot, I used Capri Sun. And the fourth, I used sun-kissed grape soda. And after a day or two of watering or Sunny D-ing or Capri Sunning or grape soda-ing these pots, I was dismayed to see very little progress. It was excruciating. I mean, do you remember being in 4th grade and doing anything for 2 days in a row and thinking, why am I not seeing fruit? It was after a week or two that I decided that the project was a failure. So I was complaining to my teacher, and she asked me all these questions about how I went about it. And I had discovered that my issue was not the fuel. My issue was the seed, because I, no joke, had planted dill pickle ranch Biggs sunflower seeds from 7-Eleven. No amount of sun-kissed grape soda could have grown these sunflower seeds. I think it really matters what you plant and the patience you take with growing it. So for example, some of you might not know this. I didn't know this before I looked it up. Marigold is actually one of the fastest sprouting plants in the world. Within 3 days, within 72 hours, it's not uncommon for this plant to sprout. So 4th grade me would have been very excited. After 3 days, I go out to the porch, I water it, I go out to the porch, I water it. That 3rd day, I see a teeny tiny little speck of green. I'd say, yes, finally, the fruits of my labor. Bamboo, on the other hand, can take 3 years to sprout. 3 years. I wish I had planted marigold. I'm glad I didn't plant bamboo. Bamboo, for the first 3 years you water bamboo, shows no signs of life. Every day you walk out to your garden and you water the bamboo, it's getting plenty of sun. And after a few months, you must wonder, am I doing something wrong? So you look up some videos on YouTube, you look up some tutorials, you ask ChatGPT, what have I done? And everything you read says, hang on. So that first Christmas, when you have your family over and they say, so I thought you said you had a bamboo garden. You say, well, it's coming along. I'm working on it. So each day for the next 12 months after that, you go out, you water the bamboo, still no signs of life. Your family comes the next year. They say, did you give up on the bamboo garden? You say, I'm starting to wonder if I even planted anything because I'm seeing no fruit. But the 1,000th day, imagine 1,000 days into this process, you go out, you water the plant, and you wonder, you start to gaslight yourself. Is this Groundhog Day? Am I making any difference? Is this effort ever going to produce fruit? What you don't see is that in those first 3 years, bamboo is developing an intricate root system that can support its unprecedented growth. Because after 3 years of no signs of life, bamboo can grow 90 feet in 5 weeks. That's 9 stories of growth in a month and change. That root system is so invaluable because that type of growth cannot be supported by a normal root system. It has to grow far and wide and deep in order to maintain that level of growth. And you might think, what type of sentient, sober adult with a fully formed frontal lobe would walk out into a garden 1,000 days in a row without witnessing growth and still show up and still water that plant? My argument is the only type of adult who would do that is one who knows what type of plant they're watering. Because if you are spending 1,000 days watering a dill pickle ranch, big sunflower seed, my encouragement to you is to stop. Save that water, save that grape soda for something else. But if you know you are watering bamboo, please be patient. My therapist says that we choose our problems. And I think there's a temptation for a lot of people in life, in this world, in our country, to choose marigold problems. Because they're easy to solve 3 days later. Can you imagine if you're a counselor and you have a client and they come in and they say, I'm having all this trouble, and you say, have you ever tried this? And a week later they call you and say, hey, I'm going to cancel the rest of our appointments. I tried what you said and it worked. Everything's great. Have a nice life. That's a marigold problem. But instead, the people in this room, the people who have dedicated years of their life to studying what you've studied, you've chosen a bamboo problem. You've chosen something that's complex and complicated and multifaceted and probably won't just magically happen after a few days or weeks or months. And I am a direct beneficiary of people like you choosing to solve bamboo problems. My clinicians, when I was younger, might have called me a problem client. I would like to relabel myself as a bamboo client. I got there. It took me a while. And I think that marigold problems demand marigold solutions which produce marigold outcomes. So everyone in this room could go home and decide to solve an easier problem and maybe even make more money doing easier work. There's a temptation there, but each of you are choosing not to do that. You're choosing to make the world a happier, healthier, and safer place. My empathy is with you because I was the bamboo plant. I walk into your office every week, and after 52 weeks, your spouse asked you, is that Johnny kid getting any better? And you say, I don't want to talk about it. I'm working on it. Thank you for taking the time to invest in a problem worth solving. There are people like me all over this country who are depending on people like you to show up in the garden tomorrow and the next day and the next day to water. And just because you're not seeing the fruit of your labor does not mean it is not developing a deep and intricate root system that can support the growth that you've been waiting for years to see. Thank you on behalf of everyone who has never thanked you for doing the work you do. Because the work you do is largely thankless. The better you do, the less you see people. And it took me 11 years to send a thank you email. I didn't even have it in me to show up. I sent a thank you email to one of my clinicians, and she said that was the first one she had ever received in decades of doing the work. So on behalf of everyone who has never thanked you, and everyone who never will because they are too busy living a happier, healthier, and safer life because of your actions, thank you for choosing to solve a bamboo problem. Please show up in the garden tomorrow. We need you. Thank you.
Good morning and congratulations, graduates. And thank you, Johnny, for that inspiring speech. I'm Joel Fetterman, chair of the Transformative Social Change Department at Saybrook. Our colleague and friend Mark Pilasuk passed away at the age of 90 last August. He was a faculty member at Saybrook for over 3 decades. As he was for so many others at Saybrook, Mark was my mentor and friend from the moment I became a faculty member here more than 20 years ago. One of the first and most enduring impressions that Mark made on me was the amazing care and devotion that he showed for the great love of his life, Phyllis, over their 62 years of marriage. We should all be so lucky as to have a partner in life like Mark was to Phyllis. And he was always proud of his children, Jeff and Tammy, and his grandchildren, Jackson and Caitlin. Mark was very much beloved and respected by generations of students and faculty at Saybrook, and before that at the University of California, Berkeley and Davis, for his tremendous scholarship and knowledge and wisdom, but most of all, for his kindness and generosity of spirit that was on display in every moment of every day. Mark was a prolific scholar and writer, including 11 books and more than 100 academic journal articles. He had an incredible ability to pull together and synthesize information about political, economic, and cultural dynamics on a global scale and convey that information in a way that could be easily understood. Mark was also an activist scholar. His activism spanned the course of modern history. He played an essential role in founding many activist and scholar organizations, including Psychologists for Social Responsibility and the program in Transformative Social Change at Saybrook. He was a founder of the first teach-in against the war in Vietnam at the University of Michigan, supported the free speech movement in Berkeley, and participated in decades of community and political activities, including movements for justice, peace, and democracy, and academic freedom, all the way up to the last year of his life. And through all these activities, he formed an enormous and extraordinary web of friendships and relationships locally and around the world. Mark was a very political person, but his politics were not guided by any ideology or the conventions of what is politically correct. Mark was guided by a moral compass. Mark actually had a moral compass. And that compass was of the best kind, focused and centered on the idea that we are part of the whole of humanity, and that also means that we have a responsibility to show with our words and, more importantly, with our actions that we are in solidarity with all of humanity. That was Mark's humanistic psychology. That was Mark's transformative social change. There is in the Jewish tradition a legend about a group of people throughout history who are sometimes called the Lamed Vavniks. Lamed Vav is 36, the number 36. 36 individuals who are mostly hidden to the world, but who at any given time in history collectively hold the world together through their love and their capacity to be a ground for others and to help others to find their ground. I believe there may be not just 36 people in the world playing that role, but that is the role that Mark played for me and for so many others in this room and far beyond this room. In fragile times, he was part of keeping the world from falling apart and holding it together. Now more than ever, he is deeply and terribly missed. We will carry his legacy forward in our hearts and in our actions.
I'm honored here today to pay tribute to Dr. Eleanor Criswell, an extraordinary pioneer, educator, and visionary. Dr. Criswell was a scholar in the fields of applied psychophysiology and humanistic psychology, and a healer and a mentor to many. In 1971, she was the founding director of the Humanistic Psychology Institute at Sonoma State University, which then became the Saybrook Graduate School and Research Center, eventually its own entity in San Francisco, and after the guidance of Dr. Criswell and her esteemed colleagues, flourished in San Francisco as a distance learning institution, back then through mail and phone. We know where we are now with distance learning. Dr. Criswell was my undergrad and master's advisor at Sonoma State, where she also founded the psychophysiology and somatics programs. I was one of her last master's students before she retired from teaching, and have always felt blessed and lucky for that opportunity. She continued her husband Thomas Hanna's legacy after his passing and taught somatic therapy, first to humans, second to horses, third to dogs. And at the celebration of her life last year, when she passed, in September, I learned she was heading to Thailand to do somatics work and to train rescued elephants. As a founder of Saybrook, she joined us every year at Commencement, and last year gave the Keynote talk, which was very inspiring and touching on the why of challenging ourselves and her personal pursuit of teaching, learning, and finding peace. She was invited to speak at our APH, which is the Applied Psychophysiology program, our monthly colloquium. On the day of the talk, we waited and waited. Sadly, that was the day of her passing. It was not hard to imagine Eleanor's dedication to pursue a socially just and sustainable world through equity, sustainability, and meaningful connection as we enjoy the current Saybrook University. We must remember that this is what she planned and hoped for. As a graduate of Saybrook, you will take a piece of her and her vision and her love to carry forth her dream. Thank you.
Recently, I had a phone call from Bart Billings, Dr. Bart Billings. He was the first Saybrook University graduate in 1974, and he wanted to tell me about the things that his degree has enabled him to do in his community. And so I wanted to hear, and I will want to know yours too. When I was last here for graduation, I was sitting talking to two faculty members, and they asked me, did the founding faculty imagine or envision that Saybrook would develop in the way it has developed? And I thought for a little while, and I said, you know, actually, we did. We sat around and imagined you all. And I just want you to know I love you.
I have been involved with humanistic psychology even before it was called humanistic psychology. I was aware of people in the world who were passionately interested in working as humanistic psychologists, and there was no place to study. So I came up with the idea of creating an institute where people could study. I love having a class that will be attended by people who are all over the world. There's something special about it. The spirit of Saybrook goes on in the people who are studying it because they carry that spirit.
I'm honored to be here today to present our Dissertation with Distinction Awards. Among our graduates are those who have distinguished themselves through exceptional research, work that not only meets the highest academic standards, but also embodies the values at the heart of our university. It is with great pride that I introduce the recipients of the newly named Eleanor Criswell Dissertation with Distinction Award. This renaming is a meaningful tribute to Dr. Eleanor Criswell, a pioneer in humanistic psychology and one of the visionary founders of Saybrook University. Her life's work shaped the very foundation of our institution, which is one grounded in holistic, student-centered, and transformative education. The Eleanor Criswell Dissertation with Distinction Award celebrates exceptional doctoral research that advances humanistic, integrative, and applied scholarship, work that reflects Dr. Criswell's enduring legacy and Saybrook's commitment to meaningful, engaging learning. Please join me in recognizing and celebrating this year's honorees, whose outstanding dissertation research stands as a living tribute to Dr. Criswell's visionary leadership and to the spirit of Saybrook University. As I announce the names of the 2024 winners who are present here today, I kindly ask the graduates to please stand and remain standing. Audience, please hold your applause until I announce all the winners that are here today. Casey Applegate Aguilar, with a PhD in mind-body medicine and a specialization in integrative mental health. Her dissertation, Implementation of Mindfulness-Oriented Recovery Enhancement in Medication-Assisted Treatment for Opioid Use Disorder, a qualitative classical Delphi study. Celine Kuman-Vega, Dissertation Chair. Christopher Bradshaw, Clinical Psychology PhD, with a specialization in existential and humanistic psychology. Dissertation, The Client Experience of Therapeutic Presence. Michael Sakuma, Dissertation Chair. Leanne Bridges, PhD in psychology with a specialization in consciousness, spirituality, and integrative health. Dissertation, The Dark Night of the Soul, The Journey of Self-Knowledge Through Ancestral Connection. And Duke Doe, PhD in applied psychophysiology. Dissertation, A Cyber-Physiological Technique for Stress Control Through a YouTube Video Channel Usable Anytime, Anywhere. Rich Sherman, Dissertation Chair. Congratulations on winning this year's Eleanor Criswell Dissertation with Distinction Award.
We're getting to the part you came for. So we shall now proceed with the presentation of the candidates for degrees. Each candidate has been approved by the faculty and the Board of Trustees to receive the degree indicated in the program and on their diploma, subject to the completion of all degree requirements. In order for each graduate's name to be heard clearly, I respectfully ask that the audience please hold your applause until the end. Reading the names of the candidates will be Drs. Poindexter Harris and Dr. Moss. Will degree candidates for the Master of Arts Counseling, Clinical Mental Health Counseling specialization please approach the stage?
We will now announce the candidates for MA Counseling, Clinical Mental Health Counseling Specialization. Christina Fletcher. Jennifer Glover. Stephanie Saldivia. Kanian Bekele. Yedidia Abebe. Ronald McLean. Vivian Duarte. Sabrina Woodland. Sydney Hall. Desiree Haig. Gigi Gardos. Brian Massardrelli. Kate Russell Bogan. Heidi Melnar. Richard Scott Fuller. This is the end of the MA Counseling, Clinical Mental Health Counseling Specialization. We will now announce the candidates for MA Psychology. Gina Mann. This is the end of the MA Psychology.
We will now announce the candidates for the Master of Science in Integrative and Functional Nutrition. Georgiana Baker. Angelina Baez. Sarah Gottfried. Sherelle Griggs. Lacey Kelly. Julia Schlett. Dawn Wheeler. And this concludes the Masters of Science in Integrative and Functional Nutrition.
We will now announce the candidates for MA Clinical Psychology. Tyler Gamlin. Catherine Romero. Erica Blanchard. Paula Way. This is the end of the MA Clinical Psychology.
We will now announce the candidates for the Masters of Science in Mind-Body Medicine, beginning with Sarah Deal. Elizabeth Negron. Mary Sempala. That concludes the Master of Science in Mind-Body Medicine. And now our doctorates. We will now announce the candidates for the PhD in Applied Psychophysiology. Emily Thomas. Oh. Thank you. And Emily's dissertation was titled Combining Sequential Neurofeedback and Hyperbaric Interventions for Post-Concussive Symptoms in Special Operation Veterans, a retrospective archival case series study. And now, Elaine Wilson. Her dissertation is Childhood Sexual Abuse and Psychophysiological Health, Use of a Modified Version of the Binghamton Childhood Abuse Scale to establish the modified scale's predictive validity and its relationship with trait anxiety and hair cortisol. Bonnie Cardell. Her dissertation is the initial study on the effects of compression chest binding on stress, hypocapnia, and anxiety among healthy people. Duke Phuc Duc Do. Dissertation on a cyberphysiologic technique for stress control through a YouTube video channel usable anytime, anywhere. Gabrielle Timlin. Dissertation, Assessing the Effectiveness of Training Logic and Reasoning Skills Among Middle and High School Students Using a Retrospective Pre-to-Post Training Assessment. And that concludes the doctorates in Applied Psychophysiology.
We will now announce the candidates for PhD, Counselor Education, and Supervision. Nicole Zenos. Dissertation, Clarity Within the Confusion, the lived experience of women of color that have received counseling for psychological abuse. Ann McKay, Telemental Health Counseling Competencies Across the Academic and Supervisory Learning Continuums. Eva Westholm, dissertation, Exploring Clinical Site Supervisors' Experiences Working with the Counselor Student Trainees on Applying Multicultural Counseling Skills with Their Clients, a qualitative, interpretive, phenomenological analysis study. Karen Joubert, dissertation, Lifting Their Voices, An interpretive phenomenological analysis exploring Black counselor educators' experiences of compassion fatigue. Rachel Aurora Lakula Papali'i, From Aces to Adult Intimate Relationships, Understanding the Perspectives of Men from Hawaii. This is the end of the PhD Counselor Education and Supervision. We will now announce the candidates for PhD Integrative Functional Nutrition.
Sarah Kahn. The relationship between vitamin D levels and inflammation marker, CRP, in women diagnosed with Hashimoto's. Althea Joseph, exploring a relationship between religious activities and obesity among Black women in northern Alabama. Carmen Gregg, how does nutrition education occur in a midwifery birthing center in the Pacific Northwest? And that concludes the PhD in Integrative and Functional Nutrition.
We will now announce the candidates for PhD Clinical Psychology. Jessica Jamile Farragulla, dissertation, Fat Fallacy in Autoethnography of Weight Discrimination and Associated Health Outcomes. Healthcare outcomes. Mark Schwartz, dissertation, Gay Men's Lived Experience with Substance Abuse Disorder. Christopher Bradshaw, dissertation, The Client Experience of Therapeutic Presence. Angelina Silvato. Angelina Silvato. Dissertation, Meaningful Police Community Connection as part of an organizational wellness program, a case study. Yoshia Shahara, Dissertation, Becoming Whole Through the Practice of Mediumship, a heuristic self-search inquiry. Chelsea Cameron. Dissertation, Post-Trauma Resilience and Growth Through the Theoretical Lenses of Attachment, Identity, and Feminism in Autoethnography. This is the end of the PhD Clinical Psychology.
We will now announce the candidates for the PhD in Mind-Body Medicine. Miraf Abel. The experience of self-doubt among second-generation immigrants in leadership roles, a descriptive phenomenological study. Cassandra Jackson. Dismantling Health Disparities, Exploring the Intersection of Religion, Social Determinants, and Health Behaviors in African Americans through Public Health Critical Race Praxis. Aletha Williams. The experience of somatic restoration aided by equine experiential learning in healing trauma. Catherine Cooley. A heuristic self-search inquiry into an embodied approach in the experience of eating disorder recovery. Casey Applegate Aguilar. Implementation of mindfulness-oriented recovery enhancement in medication-assisted treatment for opioid use disorder, a qualitative classical Delphi study. Alexis Jennings, the lived experience of Black women practicing root work during feelings of depression postpartum. Shoshana Belisle, health and wellness coaching and mental well-being, a single exploratory case study. Orly Cochette, Mother Good, an existential phenomenological study. Karen Winches, Wound Self-Care Engagement Among Patients with Diabetes, a case study approach. Rachel Ann Cerna, the role of school staff in the social-emotional learning of Latina students through a mind-body wellness course in a middle school setting. Marcia Brown, Women's Health and Wellness, Transitioning into the Life Stage of Menopause, a Case Study. Christina Taylor, Women of Color, Grief and Nourishment, a Heuristic Inquiry. That concludes the PhD in Mind-Body Medicine.
We will now announce the candidates for PhD Psychology. Kimberly Lasser. Dissertation, a trauma-focused transdiagnostic treatment program for new mothers who are experiencing postpartum depression with an exposure to adverse childhood experiences, an archival pre-test, post-test design study. Elaine Blassie. Exploring the creative container of home with Montessori credentialed teachers. Virginia Pierce. Dissertation, Exploring the Potential Affects of Spiritual Practices on Creativity, an autoethnographic feminist perspective. Alicia Solis. Dissertation, Experiences of Dedication to Social Change for Multi-Ethnic, Multiracial Women in the U.S. Sandra D. Anderson. Dissertation, Sacred Duty, Silent Struggles, the lived experiences of self-care among military chaplains. This is the end of the PhD Psychology. We will now announce the candidates for PhD Managing Organizational Systems. Annie Tarzi. Dissertation, Intuition in Decision Making. Olakemi Alonge. Rajesh Somasundaran. Dissertation, Mindful Leadership in the High-Tech Software Industry, an Interpretive Phenomenological Analysis. This is the end of the PhD Managing Organizational Systems. We will now announce the candidates for PhD Transformative Social Change. J. Marie Johnson-Cola. Connecting Diverse Communities, a case study of organizing within, between, and across minoritized communities. Cynthia Clay. Gentrification, America's Apartheid. Sean Walton. Dissertation, From Reform to Resurgence, a case study of the NYPD's stop and frisk policy under changing mayoral administrations, 1994 through 2024. Jonathan Van Gelder. Dissertation, Navigating Difficult Knowledge, High School Students' Responses to Climate Education. Lydia Collins. Dissertation, Citizen and Participatory Science in Public Libraries, an exploratory case study. This is the end of the PhD Transformative Social Change.
Will all degree candidates please rise? Dr. Parker, on behalf of the faculty of Saybrook University, I present to you these candidates who have been approved by the faculty and the Board of Trustees to receive the degree indicated subject to the completion of all requirements, and respectfully request that you confer upon them the degrees for which they are qualified.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Saybrook University and by the State of California, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have qualified with all the rights, privileges, immunities, and honors thereunto pertaining. For the family and friends of our graduates, this event is the manifestation of hopes, dreams, and sacrifices by both the graduates and many of you. Your support has been instrumental and part of their success. Graduates, staff, and faculty, please recognize our friends and family with applause. Please be seated.
Hello, my name is Jeremiah Piercy. I am the president of the Saybrook University Alumni Association. Greetings, graduates, and congratulations on completing such a pivotal life and milestone in your careers. The Saybrook University Alumni Association welcomes you to the next phase of your Saybrookian experience. We hope you see the association as an extension of your own endeavors to make a difference and transform your communities and the world. We seek to impact your lives by coordinating research, expanding your network, offering opportunities for financial support, and engaging our communities creatively. We invite you to partner with the association by volunteering, by joining our board. We have 4 open positions for those of you that may be interested. That's my pitch. We are happy and congratulatory for your endeavors and all the different ways that you seek to change the world in your communities. Once again, congratulations and welcome. May your path be guided with love and light. Thank you.
As we gather here today to celebrate the remarkable achievements of our graduating class, I want to express what a true honor it has been to serve as your interim president over the past year. Witnessing your dedication and growth has been an immense privilege. Now, as Saybrook University looks to an exciting future, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the individual who will lead us forward, Dr. Jeremy Moreland, our 10th president.
Dr. Parker, thank you so much for the introduction. And Dr. Parker, thank you so much for your amazing service and leadership at this university. How about a hand for Provost Parker? So, graduates, I'm honored as the newest member of the Saybrook University community to add my voice to the remarkable chorus of congratulatory messages that you're getting. You're getting here today, you received last night, and I hope you've been receiving over the weeks before and undoubtedly the weeks and months to come. I'm really looking forward to getting to know each of you as alumni now, graduates turned alumni, as I didn't have the chance to meet you as students. And perhaps to that end, if you don't mind indulging me just a moment, I need a new photo on my desk, okay? So would you please be that first important new photo for me as the newest member of Saybrook University? So I'm going to ask for something special if you would. So I'm going to ask you to make a hand shape. So if you'll kind of curl your fingers down into your palm and then fold your thumb across that. If you know sign language or American Sign Language, that's an S, okay? An S for Saybrook. Fair enough? So if you show it like this, it looks like the letter S. So would you stand up just really quickly? And would you mind coming up here and capturing this photo for me? Because I'm not that great of a photographer. So make sure we can see your face. Make sure we can see your S for Saybrook. No, I do not. Okay. Got it. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Hey, thanks so much. Thank you for the indulgence. I've learned from family that you keep photos of people that you care about, and we care about you deeply. So I look forward to getting to know you as alums and learning about and supporting the amazing things that you're doing back in your respective communities. I did want to share just briefly, and one of my early mentors said, be brief, be brilliant, and be done. I'll aspire to 2 of those. I'll let you decide which. I wanted to share that I spent the day yesterday with your faculty. A focus session that they do at least annually, getting together, talking about what's gone really well over the previous year, what they want to focus on more for the next year ahead. And it's clear to me that as I had a chance to meet some of you yesterday evening and meet some of your loved ones yesterday evening, that you love Saybrook University, and it's clear to me after spending the day yesterday with your faculty why. Because I got to meet industry-informed, expert academic professionals who are laser focused on a student experience here at Saybrook University that builds on this amazing heritage and has an eye well into the future. So if you would please take one more moment and provide some applause for this amazing faculty that you have. So just know that these amazing faculty mentors that you've enjoyed over the years, they're focused on you when you don't think anyone else is. They're focused on your experience and your learning and the innovations and insights that you're providing back in your communities. So together with this remarkable faculty, I look forward to celebrating and supporting that work that you're doing and doing whatever we can to help propel that work into the future. So thank you. Thanks for the warm welcome, and wish you the best. Go Saybrook University.
So today's a celebration. Your hard work, your achievements, your determination, and these are significant. How many human beings earn a master's degree or a doctoral degree? But this moment is also a calling. You chose Saybrook University, therefore you felt a calling. I'm going to begin with two passages from Martin Luther King Jr., a hero and a martyr for our time. All men, all persons are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. He wrote that from the Birmingham jail in 1963. He also wrote, "One of the great liabilities of history is that all too many people fail to remain awake through great periods of social change. Every society has its protectors of the status quo and its fraternities of the indifferent who are notorious for sleeping through revolutions. But today our very survival depends on our ability to stay awake, to adjust to new ideas, to remain vigilant, and to face the challenges of change. Injustice continues. Inequality spreads. Divisions deepen. Many today live without hope, without peace, without ever experiencing dignity. Your calling, the world needs you. The world needs your minds, sharpened by study and guided to reject easy answers. The world needs your voices, trained to raise hard questions. The world needs your hearts, shaped in compassion and awakened for justice. You are the arms and hands of this university, not merely its legacy, but its living mission. What you've learned with Saybrook must not stay here. The values this place has tried to instill in you, truth, compassion, justice, humility, must now live through you. You carry them out into the world. As we believe, and we must believe this, that every human life holds value. If we believe that justice is not just an ideal, but a responsibility. If we believe that history must move forward toward freedom and justice, and that today's travesties are only an interruption, then your work is just beginning. How can you answer this call? Well, today, celebrate your significant achievements. Take a moment, pat yourself on the back right now. You did it. The purpose of graduate school is to graduate, and you've done it. And tomorrow, wake up fully. And do not, as Dr. King warned, fail to remain awake. Hear the pain and suffering in our larger world. Engage yourself with that suffering and address the pain. If your Saybrook education prepared you to guide nutrition, be sure that the entire community receives that guidance, not just the privileged few. And that's a message I heard first from our IFN students. This stuff is too good. It can't be just for the few. If your Saybrook education prepared you to counsel or provide psychotherapy, invite the broadest range of clients into your healing path. In your lives, go where the pain is, go where the silence is deafening and the voices have been ignored. Go where injustice has hardened into habit and stir those waters, stir them. Go not as saviors, but as servants, as allies, as builders. You will be bridge makers in a world that would rather build walls. Be healers in a world too eager to wound. Be listeners in a world obsessed with speaking over each other. This degree is not just a symbol of your achievement, it's a tool. Use it to advocate, use it to liberate. As you've heard several times today, Saybrook's mission statement guides us to relentlessly pursue a socially just and sustainable world, not a comfortable suburb, not a comfortable country club, a socially just and sustainable world. And you today are called to be the arms and the hands of that mission, to go out into the aching world and get your hands and arms dirty with bandaging and fixing the brokenness of our world. You have been educated to succeed, but also to serve. Your education prepares you to build a career, but it also calls you to create a just community and world. So go. Go with fire in your hearts, humility in your steps. Go with the courage to speak the truth, even when it trembles as you speak it. Go with the strength to hold on to hope, especially when the night feels long. And know this, we are proud of you, not just for what you have done, but for what you are becoming and what you will do. May you leave this place not just with the knowledge and with that lovely diploma, but with purpose. Not just with dreams, but with determination to make those dreams real for yourself and for our world. Get those hands and arms busy because the world is waiting for you.
So again, congratulations, classes of 2024 and 2025. This concludes the commencement exercises for Saybrook University. Please remain seated until the platform party and graduates have exited the ballroom. Thank you.